Okay. 1, 2, 3. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. Thank you for making your time today. This is our official project planning meeting for Bridging Interests, a multilateral forum on US-China tariffs. To remind everyone, this will be a roundtable-style meeting, so each of us will contribute to shaping the project today. But before we start, let's do a very quick round of introduction. I will start. Hello everyone, I am Noorazyyati, the chairperson of this meeting, also known as the event coordinator. I will be managing the event logistics, speaker invites, and overall flow of the forum.
So, hi everyone, I'm Amiera Batrisyia, as the content creator of this project, aka the mastermind of the content, and I'll be in charge of designing the infographics, writing video scripts, and developing quiz questions for the project.
Hello everyone, my name is Shafni Hani and I'm the Publicity and Social Media Lead. I'll handle promoting our event on platforms like Instagram and TikTok to make sure we reach our target audience.
Hi everyone, my name is Natasya and I'm the feedback and evaluation lead. So I'll be collecting the feedback during and after the event and prepare a simple impact report.
Okay, thank you everyone. Just a quick housekeeping reminder, our meeting will take around 20 minutes. It's being recorded for internal recap. And this is again a roundtable format, so everyone will have their turn, and you are welcome to add short comments if needed. So, to stay organized, here is our agenda for today. We will be covering 4 main things. First is the target audience. Second, activities and how they raise awareness. Second, feasibility of the plan. And the last one is the timeline and coordination. Alright, let's begin with the target audience. Hani, you may begin now.
Alright, thanks Zeti. So in terms of our target audience, we're primarily focusing on a few key groups that are likely to be most engaged with the topic and impacted by its implication. This includes university students, particularly those studying economics, political science, international relations, and even business, who are eager to deepen their understanding of global systems and policies. We also focus on young professionals who have strong interest in current affairs, economic trends, and how global shifts influence their industries or career path. Other than that, educators and policymakers who rely on accessible, well-researched content to inform or decision making. And lastly, small business owners who are directly affected by issues like tariffs, supply chain disruptions, and international trade regulation. What connects all these individuals is a shared sense of curiosity, a global perspective, and a drive to understand how macroeconomic policies such as tariff play out in everyday life, whether through consumer prices, employment trends, or the broader landscape of international diplomacy and trade relationships. With this diverse audience in mind, we'll be strategic in tailoring our promotional content to suit each segment, using dynamic and engaging formats like Instagram Reels or TikTok for younger, digitally native audience, while opting for more polished, insight-driven write-ups or LinkedIn articles for professional educators and policy stakeholders.
I see. Perfect highlights. Amira, anything from the content angle?
Yes, I will highlight the tone of our infographics and the videos. So they will play a big role to match our audience. So for students, we will use more analogies and case examples. For business owners, we will include practical consequences like how tariffs shift supply chains or raise costs.
Alright, let's go around and each take a turn to explain one or two key activities in our project and how it's going to actually raise the awareness, especially among our generation. Amira, you can start.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sati. I'll explain our first activity, the diplomacy simulation. So, in this simulation, participants will take on roles as negotiators representing the US, China, Asian countries, or natural observers. So, they will be given realistic scenarios involving tariffs and trade tensions and work together to come up with resolutions through discussion and negotiation. So the goal here is to move away from passive learning. Our generation, especially Gen Z, we learn best by doing. So instead of just hearing about trade conflicts, participants will experience the pressures, compromises, and perspectives that shape them. So, this activity also highlights the human side of international trade, showing that every tariff decision involves diplomacy, strategy, and national interest. So, it will help participants to understand that global issues are not black and white because they are complex and require collaboration. So, to make it more engaging, we will include a short press briefing at the end where groups share their outcomes plus a quick reflection to discuss what they learned. It's educational but interactive and definitely memorable.
Alright, thank you for the insight, Amira. So I'll be focusing on the business impact story segment, which aims to highlight the real-life implication of economic policies like tariff by featuring local and regional entrepreneurs in relatable, engaging formats. These stories will be told through short video clips, Instagram carousels, and possibly even mini documentary reels, where we'll showcase how small businesses such as independent clothing boutiques, artisanal cafes, or local import shops are navigating the challenges posed by rising import costs and shifting trade dynamics. By using visual storytelling, we're aiming to make complex issues feel more tangible and personal, rather than relying solely on charts or abstract data. We want to show the human side of the story, how a business owner's day to day operations, pricing strategies, or customer base are affected by decisions made at the global level. This approach resonates especially with our target audience, many of whom are Gen Z users who engage more with emotionally compelling and authentic content. These stories will be optimized for platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Stories, with interactive features such as polls or Q&A boxes to further boost engagement and make the audience feel like they're a part of the conversation.
Thank you. So now I'll be covering two key segments today, which is the policy debates and also the youth panels. So both of these are designed not just to engage, but also to empower the participants in meaningful and measurable ways. So first, I'll go to the policy debates. For the debates, we are taking a fresh, dynamic approach, framing them as hot takes on trade. Instead of formal speeches, we will invite short, sharp opinions that spark curiosity. For example, we will ask provocative questions like should developing countries protect local industry with tariffs? So this will encourage the participant to think and not just to listen. Then to boost the engagement, we will integrate the live tools, for example, polls, TikTok style debates as well the real-time audience reactions and comments. And to measure the learning impact, we will run short before and after quizzes to track the shifts in awareness. This will help us to capture what participants found surprising and how much they actually took away from their experience. And the second one is the youth panel. So the youth panel is all about the representation and real talk. It will spotlight the diverse students' voices, discussing topics like fair trade, sustainable development as well as future career pathways. So we want young people to be seen as change makers and not just attendees. This aligns directly with what Gen Z actually values, which is having a voice, making a difference, and also drive the conversation that matter.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I will wrap up this session by explaining the interactive infographics and also give a broader view of how combined strategy work together to raise the awareness. So, for the infographic, first, we will design the swappable, engaging visual. Think of like Instagram, carousels, or TikTok reels that will explain a real-world implications on tariff. Alright, so one simple example, like why your bubble tea costs more now, or like why your painkiller medications are now very expensive. So we choose how ingredients imported from China or the US have gotten more expensive due to tariff. And another one's like trade wars in 60 seconds, a very short, animated explainers breaking down the key trade concepts. We're also thinking of running a myth versus fact series, like things like tariff only affect big companies. That is false. The truth one is that even small shops importing goods are affected by the tariff. So besides that, we will also post the tariff trackers updates that's showing how the prices for certain goods change in real life or based on the real news. It would make things feel current and urgent. Lastly, is to maximize the learning and participation. First, we will embed the quizzes in the stories, like which country benefits more from these policies. Use polls, like Instagram polls, like would you support tariff to protect local jobs? Then post the result and ask the experts to comment in short clips. So all of this will create a feedback loop between the engagement and education, making the complex economy feel more personal, digestible, and even fun. Alright, that's it. Very flawless explanation, everyone. So, across all of these 5 activities, we are using a mix of storytelling, interaction, and smart visual to raise awareness in formats that actually speak to our audience. Now, let's move on to feasible next. Alright, now, for feasible, let's be honest here. Can we actually realistically do all of this within 4 weeks with a very minimal cost?
Yes, absolutely can. So I'll be using Canva for infographics and CapCut for basic video edits because both are free tools. So I can handle content creation within 2 weeks, which is week 1 and week 2.
Same here. I'll create the promo materials using Canva templates. The social media rollout will begin in week 2 with teaser content, and I'll build up the hype into week 4 later.
Alright, so great. Then we will be using Zoom for the event because it will give us breakout rooms and screen sharing. I will do the technical test in week 3 to avoid any or last minute glitches.
Then I'll prepare the feedback forms using Google Forms. It is simple and there's no cost involved. I'll also analyze the result post-event.
Okay. Any concern, everyone?
Just one, I could see maybe in terms of participant engagement, since this topic, I would not say it's not relevant, but it is not as super trendy among the youngsters. So we will need to keep the activities fun and relatable, or we will risk the people out there to drop out halfway. And also, I will also flag speaker availability because some panelists might be busy, so we should invite backups or confirm them as early as possible.
True, another key factor to keep an eye on is audience reach. As creating great content is only half the battle, we also need to make sure it actually gets seen by the right people. To do this effectively, we'll need to strategically promote our content across multiple platforms including Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and possibly even YouTube Shorts, depending on the audience segment. Each platform attracts different demographics, so tailoring our approach will be essential. The goal is to generate attention and engagement early on so that our content gains traction and spreads organically.
Hmm, sounds like a good idea. So let's actually build that into our promotion plan. Okay, now move on to the next. Now let's go over our weekly timeline. Amy, want to take the lead?
Yes, of course. So, for the first week, what we do is that we confirm the project structure and divide the tasks, which is what we're doing now. And then we also will begin the speaker shortlisting. while Amiera will start the infographic and the script planning. As for the week 2, we will finalize all of the contents and we confirm the guest speakers. Hani will also start the Instagram or the TikTok promo campaign, and then we also get the feedback from draft to be ready. As for the week 3, we will do rehearsals or dry run with tech tests, and then we also will push the final promo and open the registration to everyone. And then we also will finalize the event flow, the presentation decks, as well as the moderator notes. And then lastly, for the week 4, we will execute the event and then we will collect the feedbacks from the events, and me myself, I will compile the post-event report. Then Amiera will post the infographic highlights or the summary reels. Does that timeline work for everyone?
Yes.
Very clear.
Looks
Looks
good.
good. Alright, thank you, Amy. Now, to keep us all coordinated, here is the system that will be followed. First system is the weekly visual huddles, which will occur every Monday for 30 minutes. WhatsApp group for the midweek check-ins and urgent updates. The third one is the shared Google Drives, which all of the visuals, forms, and event material will be uploaded into the Google Drive. The last one is the color-coded Gantt chart, in which I'll be uploading this for the task tracking. So, if everyone starts or need helps, just say so, because we will cover up for each other. Now, to summarize the task for each one of us, Amiera, she will do the infographics and video script drafts, in which the deadline is by the end of the week 1. Zeti, I'll be do the speaker invites and finalize all the simulation structures. The deadline is on week 2. Honey will be launching the teaser campaign, the design, and also the design on Instagram or TikTok contents. The deadline is on week 2 until week 3. And lastly, Amy, she will blast the feedback forms and also post-event evaluation plans. The deadline is on week 2 until week 4. And lastly, we also have to make sure that we all completed all these 3 things. First is the audience and activity structures being confirmed. Second, tools and platform decided already. And third is the timeline and coordination plan in place. Everyone clear?
Clear.
Alright. So before we wrap up, any final comments before we end?
Just a quick one from me. Make sure all our visual content has a consistent design and tone so it feels cohesive across platforms. If anyone needs graphics for their card, like a speaker poster or a template, just let me know early and I'll slot into my schedule.
Uh, all right, and I'll be designing the poster and prepare a posting schedule so we don't post everything last minute. So just send me anything that you guys want to be promoted, okay?
Alright.
Alright, then I'll keep the feedback form short and mobile friendly. So if there's any further thoughts or comments, please feel free to reach me out directly.
Okay. That's actually perfect. Love the initiative, all of you. Okay, so thanks for the updates and for staying so coordinated and so concentrated. We are done for today. Thank you everyone for your participation in this agenda. See you later.